I'm glad to see you're back. I must admit that after our time together, yes, last night I was a bit worried I might have made things a little too weird, which I want to do, of course, especially when I'm pretending. Anyway, I'm glad you're back. I'll try not to make it too weird. Maybe I should drop the voice, change the voice. I was going for, he's cultured, he's intelligent, he's dark, maybe a little morbid. That's what I'm trying to convey here. And I will try to keep it in a range where you can hear me, enunciate and project, I should say. I notice I made up a lot of words in our last broadcast, and I'll try not to do that anymore. I'll try to keep things flowing. I'll also try to make a little bit more entertaining content in the way of actual gameplay. Well, we live and learn, don't we? Don't we, Variana? Mm-hmm. Yes. I know she agrees with me. Well, anyway, here we are. Of course, I've already taken my incense, my elixir, and my opal. So I think my incense has worn off. Yes. So I know what you're thinking. Doesn't he sound like a factual, knowledgeable person? Yes, that's what I tried to convey. Mm-hmm. Yes. Now, I shall take the incense. Oh, I only made one. Well, go ahead and... Yes. Go back to the alchemist, of course. You remember our discussion on alchemy last night? It's rambling and wandering as it was. I hope you understood the basic concept, which I will now repeat to you now. Yes. All cultures, all human systems of knowledge come to the realization that reality, which is not very hard to come to if you've made a sandcastle or piled rocks together, you'll understand that that pile is comprised of smaller parts. The rock pile of rocks. The sandcastle of sand. And so reality itself must be comprised of some sort of elements. Yes. Now, interestingly enough, if we break down the root element, the word itself, where? We see the etymology of the word element. It comes from the Latin word elementum, which is borrowed into French and then Middle English. The word elementum may have had an uncertain etymology, but it was used to translate the Greek word... I don't read Greek, forgive me. But I'm sure it will tell me how to pronounce it.
No other people I'd rather break bread with.
Yes, well, it doesn't, so we'll come back to that later, I'm sure, how to pronounce the word element in Greek. Now, the meaning of the word element as a component unit of a series and a constituent part of a complex whole, a minima of a planetary system, a letter of the alphabet, and a fundamental principle of science, yes? Yes. Well, that wasn't as enlightening as I thought it would be. It just kind of says that in Latin they said elementum. Ah, here it is, look. Stoicheion. Yes. Step, component, part. Latin elementum, principle, rudiment. The Latin took it from the Greek, as they did everything, didn't they? Made it their own, and then we took it from the French and made it element. Yes? The principle, the rudimentary. Yes. So all systems of thought that man has comprised all have this idea, and we have mistakenly gawked and berated our past lords of knowledge by saying that they got it wrong, that there aren't 4 elements, there are 92 elements. Of course, these 92 elements are comprised of constituent particles. And then those basic particles really represent what we mean by fundamental forces or aspects of reality. And when things are brought down to their constituent parts, we find that each one of those constituent parts are merely the nature of the position and movement of even smaller particles. But they are comprised of these 4 basic elements. A solid, a liquid, a gas, and a plasma. Yes? Whether you're dealing with ice, whether you're dealing with hydrogen, whether you're dealing with water, which is a combination of elements, these things take these basic forms. Matter has an inherent state dependent upon its elementary particles and their stability or relative instability in comparison to temperature, to pressure, position, momentum, and space. So, the alchemists said earth, air, fire, and water. What they meant was solid, liquid, gas, and plasma. These indeed are the constituent parts of our reality. For our reality is matter, solid things, which of course is an illusion. There are no solid things. Everything is comprised of atoms whirring around thousands of miles, or it's probably not even the right grouping or measurement to describe how fast they're moving, but the only reason things seem solid is because they're moving so fast that you can't put your hand through them. And that all things emit an electromagnetic radiation, which creates a sort of barrier, so no 2 things actually touch. They are repelled by the opposing forces of electromagnetism inherent in whatever it is, the table in your hand. Yes. So, we sorcerers, we don't adhere to 4 because we are very special. We adhere to 3 basic fundamental forces of the universe. Lightning, fire, and ice. I'm attempting to assimilate this knowledge with what I was understood to be the case as a wizard and a wielder of supreme arcane power, who now has been limited by the return of Anarius to our world, and has fallen from the status of Nephilim to wanderer, or just plain sorcerer, it seems. So, that is my current philosophical quest, my thesis, if you will, my graduate thesis, of course, to explain and to justify a worldview of 3 basic forces versus 4. Of course, we know in our world, fundamental forces of the universe are electromagnetism, yes, gravity, yes, the strong nuclear force and the weak nuclear force, yes. Mm-hmm. Gravity is a pretty big one, a pretty noticeable one, while the strong and weak nuclear forces are forces that act upon the atomic realm, although their repercussions do have profound impact upon the regular macro world. Yes. So, how do we rectify, how do we console this seemingly glaring ignorance that the sorcerer seems to clutch so closely to his heart? This idea that he's bound and balanced by only these three forces: lightning, ice, and fire. And I don't use fire, but I'm opposed to it, right? Unless I have to, right? We've all been there. If you're a sorcerer, you know what I'm talking about. You know, I have to use the fire arrow enchantment because if I don't, I won't be able to do anything. So, I'm here to tell you that's not exactly the case. At least not for Torment 3. Now, so we've got a plasma. Lightning's a plasma, and fire is also a plasma, and ice is technically a solid. It's really more of a function of temperature, but of course then perhaps all solids are a function of temperature, or rather, of course, what is temperature? That is how fast the molecules, or I'm sorry, how fast the atoms and the particles are moving, and how much space is between them. So the colder it is, the less they move, the more compact. That's a solid, even though they're still moving at such a fast rate that it creates the illusion of a solid. Yes, but in reality, they are just simply more compact, but they are still moving. And the heat is when we begin to get more space and more friction between these particles. Perhaps there isn't as much space, just friction. Someone will have to Google that. But at any rate, temperature is really a consequence of the speed which these atoms are whirring, wiggling around out there. That's all they do. They just kind of jigger. Jigger. Is that a word? I think it is, because I said it. Must be. Jigger. Look. I'm sure it's a word. Like jitterbug. Jitterbug, and you kind of combine them. Jigger. I can't think of any other word that sounds like. Anyway. They jiggle. Jiggle, that's it. Yes, jiggle. 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 Yes, they jiggle. And they're jiggling, you know, it's either slow or fast. Now you can heat something up, and that creates the jiggling, or the jiggling can be a product or a consequence of a chemical reaction, which really at its heart and basis is actually an electromagnetic reaction, which is at its heart basically a strong or weak nuclear force reaction. Which is at its heart and basically probably not gravity, but I'm sure we could wing it that way. It sounds nice, very poetic. See, that's another thing about these systems of thought. They're really as much poetry as they are anything else. And so we have to... That's another thing. It's a trinity, it's a triune we've got going on here. The trinity of forces of lightning, fire, and ice. So how do we begin to justify that? So the only way I can think of it must be that it's a solid, it's a liquid and a gas, so then the lightning would be gas, because really it's lightning bolts are easily produced if you have gas, because the gas ignites, and it does so on the current of the flow of the electron, you see. So, yes, of course, the lightning is the gas.
It's a fight you wanted.
The fire is a plasma, and then the ice is really a liquid and a solid. Wouldn't you say? I mean, I must be conjuring some sort of water to freeze it, or perhaps I rest. So then what is my fundamental force? So what is the first force that I must conjure so that I can wrest control over all of them? There has to be an entrance into this pattern, this system. Is it from the east? Is it from the air? Perhaps the four fundamental forces must first be summoned to encounter and control these greater forces of destruction, the fire, ice, and lightning. They are certainly nature's main sources of destruction. Fire, the volcano, the comet, and the sun. Yes, the sun, which is just a giant ball of burning plasma. Anyway, so I made an incense. I think that's what I was trying to say. I went to the alchemist and made an incense. This is a great thing that I think about. Yeah. But they'll remember me in Sanctuary for years to come. I'll have a 6-volume treatise on the true and right nature of the Vajeri fundamental forces theory. So let's see. If I wanted to extract lightning, fire, ice, which one would I need first above all the rest? I think it would be lightning would have to be the first one. And then how would I rest that without the other two? Two are heat. One is more than heat. One is combustion. The other is charge. The other... What makes water liquidy? What is wetness? Why is it wet? And why does it move like that? Why can I put my hand through water and not ice? Because it's solid? Remember what we mean by that. It's a meaningless concept, unless you have sense faculties that must perceive that. When we get a glimpse of reality, without our filters, we come to find that what is solid is actually moving at unimaginable speeds. So much motion, power, and force within every centimeter of existence, every tiny little speck. There's the force of a sun within it. Yes. So, it seems we would need a spark, something that would initiate a separation of all of these elements that are found within every single element. Yes. I'm going to bet lightning. I'm going to bet lightning. We need lightning first. How do you get lightning? You catch it in a bottle? Is there a way to attract it? Well, there is, in fact. Lightning is a consequence of an imbalance between electrons and protons between two surfaces. The lightning is the electronic transmission, if you will, the current of those electrons as they make a mad dash to try and fill in the gap. Lady. My dog just ate a wrapper to a straw. I don't think that's a good thing. It was paper, though. It wasn't plastic. So. Anyway. So then, a lot of the motivation for a lot of this movement going on at the quantum level seems to be an exchange of electrons, of getting or taking electrons, which are the outer shells of all these atoms. And so it's these particles spinning along, just like, I would imagine, a galaxy or the universe. And they are an exchanging these electrons, and this is what causes, an increase in motion, decrease in motion, or for them to move. It's a constant balancing act. Where there are too many, those flow into where there are not enough. Yes. So it must be lightning. Lightning must be the first force that we summon. Well, I have a feeling, canonically, it's fire. It is usually the first skills a sorcerer learns. Firebolt, fireball. And perhaps it is fire. How do we get ice from heat? So let's just take the canonical route for a minute, because I know that's really what decides everything here. My reasoning can only go so far. It's whether they hired to do the writing that's going to make the decision, and I adhere to that. I abide by it. Those are the rules of the universe, and I am no rule breaker, not in that sense. So the first thing I do, and to summon fire is quite simple. Well, the idea is simple. It can be quite hard, depending on your tools, of course. Yes. What I do is I wrest the force of fire itself. So that is a product of friction. What happens is friction becomes so fervent that the heat breaks bonds and creates combustion, which then creates a chain reaction, which creates a combustion wave, if you will, which causes an extreme release of energy, electrons, I think, and the bonds are broken. So, fire is the consequence of breaking a strong bond. Yes? That combustion, that spark, that ignition. Yes, fire is first, no doubt about it. Fire, the first element. The one needed before all others. And how do I, as a sorcerer, arrest that energy from the natural world seemingly out of nowhere? It must... I am told that the wizard is more of a bookworm, and the sorcerer it has more of an innate talent. Thank you. I always knew I did. But in that case, and it can't be knowledge. I know it allows me this power. Summoning. Perhaps that's it. These forces are alive. My connection to them isn't so much like a scientist feels connected to his tools, but like a rider feels connected to his horse. And perhaps they speak, and they choose who they will follow. You know, the mage clans, their beginning was in spirit summoning. They are actually the ones who alerted our existence of sanctuary to the lords of hell. They were entering dimensions and wrestling demons, binding them and controlling them, which is quite rude. I would never describe my manipulation of the elements as binding and controlling and commanding. It is simply that I recognize these elements within myself, that they are a part of me, and I am a part of them, and I find that within me which is just that which is my fundamental force, my fundamental nature. So what of me is of the flame. I know I can be kind of hot-tempered, erratic, a little flamboyant. And goodness me knows, my top I would consider fire. You know, my in-game top. You know, because it shows a lot of skill. You know. I'm not trying to be slutty, I'm just, you know, I just want to be free. So, I must find the flames within. Those flames are from wresting apart a great bond. Breaking that bond. And the ensuing reaction is seemingly chaos. What if something could be so powerful that it emits heat and cold at the same time? Could there be such a thing? Well, that's all of that for today. Right, I think we're going to do something. Let's see. Infernal Hordes. Let's go to Serga. Oh, how long does this last? 30 minutes? Let's do some health time, yes? Yeah, it's okay. I'm not crazy. Although maybe I am. Maybe I am. I'll admit, I went back and watched the video from last night, and a part of me thought that some of it's enjoyable. I definitely want to cut it down. I don't want to post 2 hours and then let everyone hear all the things that probably no one should. But then some of it was, pretty juvenile. Definitely gives you the impression that I'm lonely, or at least at the very least, alone a lot. Which is correct. I mean, alone a lot. I'm just alone a lot. If I'm not at work or visiting family, then I'm alone. Or am I? I am. Anyway. So. Isn't that nice, Ariana? I think we wrote the first chapter of my thesis. We'll call it The Beginning is the Flame, and the End, Eternity. I love it. Although, maybe just the beginning is the flame, but more simple. Remember, you always want to write a poem about the chapter before you write the chapter. So, we would want to write a poem about the flame. The Beginning is the Flame by Aralyn. I forsake my last name. It brings me pain. My last name. My surname. My family name. As I do believe I mentioned in our last meeting, I was somewhat lucky. I had a privileged upbringing. Our family was the lord of a serfdom. Lords and ladies of a serfdom that had been passed down 11 generations. Yes? In the swamps surrounding around Tristram, and Condurist, I believe. Yes, so I loved my family, but then there was an uprising, and they put them all on stakes and roasted them over the fire. I hid inside a pig, the corpse of a pig, until they were done, and I slipped away. I was then sold into slavery, where I was adopted by a kind, yes, but very stern, very serious priest, priestly warrior, so he is of the Zakharum faith. He had another adopted son who was being trained to be a paladin, and I began to show my natural ability to make things move on their own. Of course, that was just wielding the electromagnetic force, what we call in sorcery telekinesis. It's not moving things by themselves. Nothing moves by itself. It's just a silly description. Again, it is simply summoning and resting and understanding the flow of the electromagnetic energy and how it acts upon things at an atomic level, and how I can influence that at the mental and spiritual level. So, anyway, that's chapter 2 of the thesis. Yeah, so I actually barely remember my true family. I remember my father's laugh and my mother's touch. I'll never forget those things. I remember them quite fondly. I had many siblings. I cannot remember their names. Sometimes I sit in quiet meditation. I can go back to those times. I can recall everything, and then it disappears. And I come out of the trance. It's so hard to remember that. I remember the day they all died. To be fair, when treating some of the help very well. And it just seemed to compound everyone's frustrations that had nothing to do with being serfs. It was simply a bad crop that year. It was a drought. There was pestilence. There was wars. It was just nasty stuff. And I didn't think there was an earthquake. We didn't even know what an earthquake was. We had no knowledge. You know, we thought it was witchcraft. Of course, it could have been. It very well could have been. As far as I can tell, there were no witches there. But there were a lot of angry people. You know, my family, they seem to have had a line of sorcery, but they had a falling out, I suppose. Because it was never taught to me formally. Gendered. Sorcery is something that has to be developed, as it is a natural, innate excellence in the manipulation of magics or forces. It does require a lot of maturity and development to hone these forces and to ensure that they don't destroy your mind, body, and spirit. They are not... When you think of good spirits that help you, these aren't exactly that. They are merely powerful forces, and they can be overused to the detriment of the vessel. They can be underused to the detriment of the vessel. They can become stagnant. It is all in a mediation, motion, rhythm, alteration. Of course, I am a natural's natural, so even though I didn't receive true formal teaching until I was probably in my 20s, I shall shock them all. Get it? Shock them all. That's all right. It's too much, it's too much, it's too much. I know. I really hate opening the map and the demons trying to bite my head off, but I can't seem to help but do it every now and again. But anyway, so my last name, I can't really remember it, or think of it. A good way of a good last name at the moment. You know, I don't want to rush it. I want to just pop out with something and then be stuck with it because continuity, the YouTube series. So we'll just say at this point, I can't remember. I don't know. It's a psychological block. Something so horrible. I couldn't possibly. When I try to reach into the recesses of my mind to ask Mother what is our name. And before she answers, the room is filled with smoke, and her smile turns to scream. I'm rushed away. Let out a small, secret exit. Behind a bookshelf, led into a cave. And that's all I can know. Yes, it's something like that. But yes, my adopted father was very stern, very pious, and I assume he earned that piety. I think he was whittling it away in his later years. I wonder how much he made it to heaven with. When it was announced through the heralds at Westmarch that there were rumors that the prime evils were on the move and that Diablo himself walked the world again. I was sent with my adopted brother, Lockwood. We were sent to his to great demonic activities sightings, people would, you'd walk around and you'd say, hey, anything weird been going on here? And they'd sit there and they'd say, well, no, not really, not today. Oh, wait, yes, there was an entire village devoured by zombies. And then after that, there is now a cemetery. It seems to be the hideout for some sort of resurrected demonic archer. And you follow the leads as you do. Soon enough, there you are, right behind Diablo himself. And wherever the prime evils walk, how they say, wherever they go, evil surely follows. Well, it literally does. Like, where each footstep that touches this earth, out of that crater comes all manner of awful things. Like the Fallen here. And I think the Fallen are a class of demon that dwell in all the realms of hell. But I do think that a lot of them have a affinity for Diablo, because they're primal and very can be terrifying. The first time a lot of the little ones came after me, and one of them wouldn't die after one hit, I remember being more terrified than I'd ever been in some of these other bigger scenarios. It's quite a shock, because you think you can just flick them away like a bug. And then just one just instantly takes away everything you'd worked so hard to achieve up to that point. It's frightening. Of course, they are kind of pushovers now. I've never had any real trouble with any of them in this day and age, although there was that one in the salt mines. Do you know the one I'm talking about? The one in the salt mines? The spirit of that one? He was a bugger. He was a bugger. I'll tell you. Yeah. But for the most part, yeah. So there's different species of demon. I guess we'll talk about demons now. A little demonology. The ones that we see here, when you think of a demon, what we're usually thinking of, you see the ones with wings that are masculine. It's those. So those are probably closer in descendancy or ascendancy, or the closer in their genome to the primevals themselves. The closer they are to the form of their parent. So, when someone just says demon, and they don't say this demon or that demon, they're usually just referring to these bad boys, and they can be quite nasty. They are nasty. Now, they have to be summoned into this world, usually, unless you can open a portal. If you have that kind of power, I don't. I have a lot of powers, but I can't will a portal to hell open, because the vast distance between Sanctuary and the realms of hell, though at the Fortress of Pandemonium it does sort of bridge all that together, but that's only because that's where the world stone stood. It's the housing place of the thing in which angels and demons fought over since the beginning of time. And so it's had some lasting effects on the physics of that place. But in reality, hell is so vastly separated from the world of men and Sanctuary. You'll never get there anyway. If you had futuristic technology, you could teleport. You could never teleport there. The distance is so great, because at some point, you're no longer traveling just distance, but being itself, a different nature, becomes a place totally other, and so therefore completely cut off. Now, heaven should abide by the same rules, but it seems that angels can open and close their gates a lot more willingly than the demons, it seems. Tyrael was cast down from heaven, of course, and then it seemed like he couldn't get back in until Diablo broke the door down. And of course Inarius can't get back into heaven, but that's because they've completely shut off their gates. Ever since Malthael was killed by some of us, it's made heaven very nervous, very nervous. You know, there was always that tension between Imperius and the Nephilim. It was very, very touch and go in some spots. I really thought I was going to have to kill him a couple of times, but luckily I was always able to control my worst nature in those moments. Yes, so heaven has, you know, kind of just walked away. Didn't say anything. You know, but the demonic is still a very real presence on this earth. And of course, Inarius, he gave people hope again because he was an angel, and he was here and not completely gone forever. Well, you know how complicated things have gotten recently. Since we had to go into hell to kill the Lith. No, I've talked away the time. Right. It recedes in 5 minutes, so let's see. Let's go over here. You think the chest is over here or up here? It's probably up here, isn't it? It's right there. Okay. Alright. We can probably make that. Oh, no. 15 minutes. We're fine. We're fine, everyone. But yeah. Angels were seen to want nothing to do with man, and because of the recent developments in which one of their own went a little to the dark side, and they found out that we can actually contend with them, we can kill them. Of course, you can't kill an angel or a demon. You'll see. An angel will simply be recreated, and a demon will simply be reborn. There is a difference. Angels are created from the crystal arch, which is the spine of Anu, which is the true and first being that was then split in two, so which became Tiamat and Anu. Or no. Tiamat and I can't remember the other one's name. I think it's Anu. I have to get the Book of Cain. Interesting though, isn't it? Hell seems much more interested in us than heaven. Heaven just now seems sort of frightened and disgusted, and I think they're just trying to forget that we exist. Of course, I don't think they realize that we are now at the cusp of the return of the primevals. You know, I think they'd care about that. As far as I know, the primevals are still in the gestation stage within their respective sanctuaries, in their respective realms. So once the primeval dies, and his soul is vanished, he must completely reform. But because the primeval is himself true essence of an aspect of evil, of hell, he doesn't die, it just comes back. Yes. Much like a disease that it lies dormant, and the harder you hit it, the longer it will lie dormant, giving you more time to prepare for its return. I don't know if heaven realizes that they're returning so soon. You know, at least one of them is, or has. Yes. So there's a history lesson for the day. We're much more concise than we were last night. I must admit, I was very tired. I was very tired. It was late when I did it last night. Oh, then I'm dead. I'm also dead. I'm tired. But it was very late. It just struck me. You know, creeps people out when I try to engage with them like this. You know, like it probably does most of you. But the beauty is, for the two people that maybe this doesn't creep out, maybe, you know, maybe they get it, understand, or, you know, just it's for my own peace of mind. Develop this character further, I guess. Alright, we're not killing things fast enough. Probably because I'm using the Occulus. Oh, I botched that. Do we think it's that, though? I think we discovered last time that if you're overusing your mana pool, it negatively affects your damage output. I do believe we discovered that. So we get it going, of course. Let's get it going. Snap, crackle, and pop. To get blown up. Throw the spear. Of course, the familiar. I always forget about the familiar. It's just... This guy he's got that suppressor thing going on. Now, here's a question for you. Is that porcupine? Is that a demon? Or was it just an animal? Well, a little bit of both. You see, as the demonic begins to influence the world of Sanctuary more and more, there are certain animal species which seem to have an affinity for their predilections. If I'm using that word correctly. This is possible, I'm not. It's all to sound sophisticated, not necessarily to be sophisticated. But yes, so they are beasts which are, because of the presence of demons, their more demonic aspects are flared up, if that makes sense. A swelling of natural evil, if you will. By the real irritation of diabolical evil. You know, one of the most fascinating things about Sanctuary is the real visceral, in-your-face way they bring to light that what they call eternal conflict of good and evil. It's very pronounced in this dimension, very integral to our very existence. We wouldn't exist at all if there hadn't been a band of angels and demons who were tired of the eternal conflict and decided to steal away the world stone and make for themselves a sanctuary, a haven, a respite from the eternal conflict. So, the struggle between good and evil is one of those fundamental movements. Just like electromagnetic forces, the flow of electrons. Where there is good, evil shall become, and where there is evil, good shall go. And where there is evil, evil shall reign, and where there is good, good shall prevail. All good stuff. Right? But can you see how one sort of invites the other? One thing that something truly good things do is invite corruption. It's their desire for them that creates the first sparks of evil, or a very low-grade evil, but a necessary foundation of the more serious and destructive evils that come. And so something that is so good that someone would do anything to have it. Perhaps This is one of those points where the good and evil become one. And that, of course, it is all codependent. Yes. But in cosmologies of the light, certainly, the annals, the halls of libraries of fate, it does suggest that evil is inherently the weakness, and therefore the defeated. Yes. But it seems, as far as I can tell, as far as I've seen, and I've looked back eons and eons, and I've tried to find where there was a decisive victory of one or the other, and I have never found it. Where one comes out an apparent victor, they only have delayed a defeat, and in fact their victory, it lays the way for their future defeat. It's quite strange. And so the angels, constantly pursuing eradication of all evil, in their way, they create conditions that the demons take advantage of and spawn anew. Very, I don't know, it's like David Cronenberg mixed with like a fungus spore or something, you know? But a David Cronenberg one, you know, really gory and morally ambivalent. Ambivalent. That could be a word too. You should start saying it. I will. Ambivalent. I just did. Yes. Now the Helltide will end in 5 minutes. We only have 64. I know what you're thinking. I'm not very good at this game. It is Torment 3 though. I think it's the Oculus. I'm sorry. I thought it was good. It's just so much fun. It's just so much fun. It's just fun to do that. It's just worth it. It's just worth it. You know, a little weaker, but I do this. You know? Of course that happens. How embarrassing. Right. I'm actually bored of the Helltide. No. Let's get 75. We can do it. We can do it in 3 minutes. We really can. We just need to find something. Gotta find something. This thing. Yeah. Let's come down here. I think it's over. I think it's already gone. Is it? Yes, it's already gone. It's gone. Let's double check there. Ah, that's good. I think we all learned a valuable lesson, and that's the most important thing. Hey, look. A fellow traveler. Oh, no.
I can't be stopped.
You know, Veriana, we've been together this whole time, and you haven't said anything. The second we come across someone new, you start talking. I think that's wonderful. I think it's good. Sometimes I think I like her too much. Oh, I know I do. Yeah, it's not a whole lot, but some. I wonder if this guy will drop. Oh, 52. 52. We're close. We make it. Wait. What the, oh. There's a big baddie over here. There he goes. Now that's what I call a demon. They've got to be taller than you. If they're not, they're minions. If they're taller than you, they're demons. I don't know if you know about the Spiritborn. I don't know. What? Hold up. You stay there. There's 4. 104. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, get your dum. Oh, okay. Looks like there's a bunch over here. Yeah, 68. Oh, with fire. 70. 72. I think we're gonna make it. And look. Anticipation and tension are the hallmarks of good storytelling. So, of course, now we only have 20 seconds. We only have 73, 74, 75. Okay, all right. Yes, sure. You know, you never want to spend 20 minutes on something and not get anything out of it, which we wouldn't have. We would, like I said, we learned lessons. Oh, very honest. Oh, no, there she is. Hello, how are you? You know, I don't trust the Spiritborn. You know, here we've been the whole time fighting Lilith, and then they show up like they own the place. And who even are they? They're like a monk, but they talk like a witch doctor. I don't know. And that world, the spirit world, I suppose it's more profound than I seem to realize. That Akarat himself, or his spiritual avatar, I guess, dwells there, so it must be something. But anytime you have to say gobbledygook to get into a dimension, I don't trust it. I just don't. With that man who ran off with... I'll stop there. I'm sure there's people that don't like spoilers. But anyway, I just don't trust them. They're too powerful. They're too powerful. I used to be a Nephilim. I used to feel like that all the time. I know what it does to you. Not that it did that to me. Completely. All the time. But anyway, I'm just saying, I know their type. You know. Besides, the greatest, and I know I'm gonna get in trouble with this. You know what? I'm not gonna say it. I'm just not gonna say it. It's 2024. We don't compare anymore, do we? We're all wonderful. But sorcerers are probably the greatest expertise one can undertake in Sanctuary. The Paladin is probably second, you know. It is through the sorcerer's experience and powers alone that we will finally be able to solve this crisis of invasion from other worlds who wish to supplant our species and utilize our energies as their own. You're not going to solve that problem without a sorcerer, I guarantee it. No matter how many times you go into that oogie boogie world. It was like a mirror dimension though, right? Like, I don't know. Anyway.
Good night, baby. These crises.
Maria, the dog, she's licking her paw.
What's wrong, lady? You okay? Let me see. Gosh, lady.
We went mountain bike riding. Not the dog, I did. She followed behind. It's her second time to do it. I hope she didn't hurt herself. You know, she chased a deer and ran off. She always comes back, though. She's like a boomerang. But there's all these thorns and rocks and roots and steep inclines. She was running very fast with 2 other dogs and almost got those 2 dogs lost. I'm not saying that was her fault, but when she came back and they didn't, I thought the people I was with were going to kill me. I'm glad they came back. Anyway. Repair. Oh look, I've got 28 million gold. Doesn't get you very far in this world, no? Hmm? Anyone else? Inflation? I know it.
Me when no one else would.
Oh. I'm glad you said that, Veriona. I'm so glad you said that. I was starting to think maybe, you know, every time we walk around a spirit ball and you get all chatty and I can be very silly for no reason. I'm always glad to welcome you, Veriona. Anyway. Nope. Movement speed, maximum resource, cost reduction. 41% increase in meter fireball. I did stay stuck on fireball like a chicken on a white chalk line. Because I thought it could become arcane orb. It will, I think, one day. I think there will be some sort of rune or item that could maybe give us that prime materia of fun and enjoyment. The arcane orb. Yes. I'm sure of it. It will be here one day. One day. You know, Diablo 4 is in it for the long haul. You know we're going to be here for quite some time. But in this world. It's exciting. It's going to grow and change so much. Like the real world. If we can even say that's the real one. Of course we can certainly say this isn't, right? Don't, you know, write to your nearest psychiatrist, have me committed. Of course, this is imaginary, I'm just saying it's lifelike. It's very enjoyable. What else are you going to do on a Friday night? What else would you be doing besides inhabiting a world of magic and mystery, of terror, demons and angels? I'd rather do nothing but this. Yes. Critical strike, skirt, movement speed. Nope. Nope. Cool. I should know. Cast the skill. Doctor's bones. No, of course I. There. Oh, this is silly. I shouldn't even look at it. As a star. Of course, that's not giving a fair chance. I mentioned there's a mouse in the walls. In the real world. Maria's on the lookout. She'll catch him. I know she will, unfortunately. For the mouse. It's only a matter of time. Although he has quite learned not to actually come inside the house, but to stay inside the walls because of Maria, so. And I don't know how long that will last, or how long it is until he bites the main line connecting the breaker box to the AC unit. I don't know. Of course, if he did that, he'd die. Yeah. Not exactly a win-win, though, is it? One dead mouse. One ruined wire to an AC unit. July. No. Although it is cold now. Right, so I think the best course of action now is to Nightmare Dungeon. Why? Because we're trying to upgrade the ship. We're trying to make it better, and the only way to make it better is get that Obdusite. But actually, I believe the more efficient way is the Infernal Hordes, but that didn't work out last time. Didn't work out at all. No, I'd have to raise my attack power considerably before. Well, it's 10,000. Did I try it with the staff last time? Did I? Oh, was I using the Occulus? I know I wasn't wearing those gloves. I had to put on Frostbite. And then what skills am I using? My enchantments. Oh, yes, I think it's safe to say the Frostbolt enchantment is of course it's subpar to Frostburn Gauntlets, but I think it might not be proccing, if you will, the amount it would need to proc. Of course, let's come over here and see exactly what our enchantment entails. Right, it's any direct damage from skills applies up to 18% true, not necessarily 18%. I don't know. Let's do a little more research. Yes. So the more damage we do, it would do 18% of that. The higher the damage, the greater the chill, I would assume. So let's start here. This is a good test. Good test run. Let's try it on 46. Let's not get too crazy. Let's just see. I do think I should have been adjusted my aspects a little bit if I was going to use the staff, but we'll see. We'll see, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about having fun. Okay. Just keep moving. Keep the spikes going, the ice flames. Yeah. Oh, what do we think? My mobility is greatly hindered. Not everywhere at once. It does seem to be doing a good enough job. The numbers are certainly higher. So we'll do this. We'll do one with the staff, and then we'll do one with the Occulus. And see how each heals. I definitely think this is better. It's okay, you know, if we were farming or something, we could still use it. I can use teleport quite frequently as it is. So. It's all about the snap, crackle, and pop. That's why we wake up in the morning. Just to see it snap, crackle, and pop. The satisfying texture of the sensation, and the spectacle of it all. They're just popping. Like popcorn diamonds. It's beautiful. It really is. You know, and all of their flesh stays frozen, so it never feels gross like a necromancer. Not that they're gross. I never said that, did I? No. 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 They are keepers of the balance between life and death. They also, I believe, operate within a spirit realm. You know. Right, I totally respect that. Totally. I don't think it's gross at all. You know. I mean, sure. Reanimating the dead does put you downwind or uphill of some very nasty fluids. Yeah? Rotting, putrid, clotting fluids. They're mostly fluids. You know, unless it's a total skeleton, then it's just dry bones. You know, there's something kind of gross about that too, though, you know. You know, like, when you see one walking and, you know, it's all dry, but then you see something kind of hanging on it and you're like, oh god, that's what's left of his flesh. It's still hanging on there, you know. You think it falls off sometimes and he puts it back on? I don't know. Snap, crackle and pop. Snap, snap, crackle and pop. I'm wasting time though, aren't I? Wasting time. Here we go. Focus, focus, focus. Everyone has to focus. Focus with your focus. You carry your focus. But you have a staff, so you can't really focus. So, then that's okay. That's okay. Yep. There. That is a snap, crack, and pop. Kind of doing kind of shitty on time though. Yeah. Let's see. I'll just put it this way. It's true. Oh, maybe it's because I'm not using lightning sphere enough. I always forget about lightning sphere. Wasting too much mana, wasting that aspect. Oh, oh. Probably should kill him first, right? Oh dear, I'm caught in one of these. Oh no. Step away from the portal, yes. He's on a lot of life. I'm probably actually should just leave him here. Yep, I'm leaving him. You take that long to die, you don't deserve it. It's these things. Oh, this takes me back. You know, of course. Always, Arcane Orb is my first love, my true love, but Arcane Torrent is special too. It's very special. It's not near as special as Arcane Orb, but it's along the same lines, you know, the same family. So you give it token praise. They're still not dying fast enough. Our attack power has got to get better. the only way I can do that is obvious sight, it seems. We could go to hell, torment too, to do that. But then I feel like I'm cheating. It is invigorating to fear for your life and then not lose it. As long as you don't lose it. Yes. Let's see. I think the strategy should always be the familiars first, yeah? A couple of lightning, get things moving, and just kind of run around. Yeah. A combo. There should be a combo. Should be a strategy of play which enhances one's chances of winning. Shouldn't simply be, I have this power, therefore I win. So, familiars, get the familiars out, pass them out. The lightning going, and then just start blowing it all up. I need to get a couple more familiars out, maybe. You know what? I think my opal is worn off. Yes, it has. It has. I'm not sure what I do with the opal. I'm eating it, or like putting it in my mouth like a Jolly Rancher, or I imagine I'm just like crushing it, and then like it explodes into dust, and then that effect is glittered upon me. I guess. Let's see, herbs or boss summoning items. Oh, infernal cut. Yes, we do need some more of those. And I think I'll do. Let's see. Do increase attack speed. Let's try that one. I think that's important. Oh, familiars first, of course. Put them all to sleep. That's not a cheap way out, you know. They knew I was coming, presumably. They could have slept more or worn a helmet. A thick helmet. Anti-electromagnetic helmet. That was fun. I love it when I explode into them like that. Like I am lightning itself, and I just transferred my electrons. It's so satisfying. I'm sorry, that's the most satisfying thing. That is the closest satisfaction this game has produced. To, of course, Arcane Orb that I've experienced thus far. That's why I love the Occulus. It has that pop, 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 pop. Instant gratification. Oh dear, I'm wasting time. Hurry. What a hurry. Don't have time. Keep going. Alright. Some big barrier. Keep them going. Alright, they're not dying fast enough. Over here. Over here. Oh, here we go. There's a nice little clump. Oddly enough, I think dermatology has a lot of the same principles as demon slaying. And a lot of the same rewards. Gratification, maybe. Like the right word. Okay. 2 minutes and 38 seconds. Not impossible. Definitely doable, you know. Definitely doable. Gotta be careful of those circles there. Really want to keep your ice shield up. Keep those ice blades going too. Yeah, of course he'd do it there, wouldn't he? Wouldn't he? Oh, dear. Interrupt my time. That's alright. That's alright. There we go. The familiars. Don't forget about the familiars. If I can't get him vulnerable at least one more time, I might. Maybe the outcome of this. I think you'll be 8, 7. I don't like, you know, I don't like being surrounded by that. He probably wants me to be in the middle of it like that. You know, I was just talking about these types of demons. You know, they're just big, strong, ugly monsters. Oh, I do that again, don't I? Right at the worst time. Got to get him down to vulnerable if we're going to pull this off. Yes, I know. It's alright. Hold fast, hold steady. Hold your claim to fate, destiny, and fortune. Smile at devastation. Don't let up. The will to win. It is the will to win that shall bring you joy. Ah, oh God. Oh my God. I mean, I knew I was going to win. I just, you know. Oh. I say, isn't that invigorating? Anyway. Oh, look, some swords in front of the haunting. Very good, very good. And this. I'd like to level up the chill thing. I think it's important. No, alright. Very good. So, the staff. I loved it. I loved it.
Maria, you okay, lady? Hey, are you okay? What you doing, lady? That paw don't feel good? Lady.
Once I get started,
You seem worn out.
be stopped.
I can't believe that. I can't believe I wore you out. I've never done that before. Lady, you okay?
I have an unhealthy obsession with many things. Although this one I would say is probably healthy. Just maybe a little clingy. I've got a thorn right here, Maria.
I get it. I get it, lady. It's okay. You said it, lady. Yeah. It's okay. Gosh darn, lady. Okay, lady.
I've never seen her this tired before after just one outing. I can't believe it. She wears me out. She never is. Unless we go to my parents. My real parents. The ones. Anyway. Breaking the fourth wall. Shouldn't do that. Back into character. Anyway. I like how that ring looks. I like the look of that ring. Of course, you can't see the rings anywhere. You know, it's never been something that is reflected in your appearance, which is a shame. It could be a small detail. Not impossible. But probably besides the overall picture. Let's see. Oh, it's a serpent's biting. Serpent's bite. I like the look of this sword. Blood-boiling serpent. Yeah, none of them all that well, though. No stars. So it's inherently probably inferior to anything that I am using currently. Staff. Terrible, yes. But why do I like it so much? Why do I keep wanting to come back to it? Even that isn't that good. This one's better. Must be some sort of sentimental thing. Anyway. Let's equip the Occulus. So this is the one that, yes, 18 to teleport. That's the good one. We could use this. We could use that. And it's 9,000. Whereas if we use this one, it's 8,000. Nearly 9,000. It's this one. Oh, it's 9,500. There's a skull in it, though. Oh, that's right. That's right. Forget this is my little tactic to avoid talking to the jeweler. Does anything to... Okay. Well, let's try this again. Now first, I must take a short refreshment break. Yeah. My throat is dry. Because I've been talking non-stop. I'm probably too quiet at work, you think? And then I come home and I have to say something. And it's best not to say too much at work. You know. It's someone's job to assess whether or not you're worth paying. You know. The more anyone talks, the more they could betray the conclusion. Not that I'm not worth paying, but everyone sees what they want to see. It is hard to change one's mind. First impressions are very important, but there are some things about first impressions we can't change, like our basic appearance, or our inclinations, our vocabulary. Well, of course we could change that, but at this stage it would be very difficult. Yes. So, I talk too much. I have the ability to. Hopefully that's why you're here. You like the talking. You might not like the voice. Comment below. But this is the air that Aralyn would give off. He, very sophisticated, very opulent. Is opulent the right word? He's very, bougie, I should say. But intelligent, and ultimately compassionate. Ultimately. So let's see. We did it on 46. We have to try it at the same rate, the same level. You can see the true difference in these items' power. It has been discussed online quite a bit. When you try to look at Diablo 4 damage, it is well, there's a lot of factors that you have to take into account. The damage calculator included in your inventory screen, that attack power rating, it's based on a couple of things. First of all, there's your weapon damage. And then you have the weapon's speed. Then you have your attack speed bonus, so it's 19% additional additive increase to your attack speed. So every second, it would be a little less than that. It'd be a little less than 496 a second do damage. This 9504, it has things like damage, all damage percentage, so it increases it. So you take this and you add what is it? 328% of base damage, which I don't see base damage. That's what you want to see. Anyway, I don't even know how I know that. There's too many YouTube videos. But there's a lot of like math, and you know how easy it is to cook the books. How easy it is to miss the price. It's in the ledger. So it's the same here. There's so many different variables. I think it's wisest to take into account your highest damage dealers, which is conjuration skills, crackling energy, and then lightning, and then all. Everything else is pretty much about 250%, give or take, increase. I have 0 thorns, you know. I used to want thorns. I used to think about it all the time, how cool it would be when everything would walk up to me, try to hit me and die. And then I realized they have to hit me first. And I thought, that's not very smart. And the point is to hit them. Even if it's a defense mechanism, like, I don't want to have to use it. Alrighty, let's clear our inventory. Oops. It's not getting late again, is it? It's certainly not midnight. But I'm extra tired because I was up at midnight. It must be what it is. Oh, and the bike riding, my god. If you've ever gone mountain bike riding, your shins. You know, I went to the gym faithfully. Up until very recently. I probably stopped going in September. I tend to go back. Look, I had COVID, and then a couple of stressful things, which kind of led to another stressful thing, which has led to another stressful thing, which has left me in a somewhat compromised position. However, it is my full intent to become even healthier than I was before. That being said, I neglected leg day even when I did go. There towards the end. It used to be my favorite day until all I did was injure myself. I think it was from my diet. I think the amount of weight I was trying to push was too much. And the recovery required too many calories that I couldn't provide, and so it was deficit in the recovery phase, which led to injury the next time. I truly think that's what happened. Who knows? Well, anyway, that's why I'm tired.
See some steel you need? I'll keep my forge hot. Return soon.
I don't like... You know, what happens if you do that? Nothing. Nothing happens. It's the same attack power. We lose 3% critical strike chance. Oh, no. I wish there was critical strike chance on these. But there's a way to fix it. A way to make up the difference. Boots. I'm afraid it'll take my armor down too much. I really am. I'm afraid of that. More speed at killing me. 8% increase. Okay. Let's try this. Those. And what was the special aspect on it? Is it? Oh, you move a lot faster. Do you though? I think you move slower, unless you get crackling energy. Or oh no, 7 seconds after killing an elite. Critical strike damage does go up quite a bit. Oh look, it's the resistance to all elements. I tell you what, let's just try it. It actually did bring my attack power down. So then here's a question. So if your chance of critical strike, which is 408%, I will just do rapid damage, because the whole base thing, it doesn't vary that much. It's probably like 3 points. So anyway, we'll just go with that. So critical strike damage would be 408%. That would be all damage. All damage. 328%. So what is 496 times 328%? It's 496 times 328%. Alright, that's 1,626. And of course we plus a bunch of other things. I'm bored. Okay. I think I'm going to leave these... I think I'm just going to keep these boots on. I think that's the wiser choice. Yes. Yes, my armor, it's so dangerously low. Put that on. Ups my life by 4,000. So I should probably keep that. I'm going to keep it at the source. And then wear the boots. Yes. Keep the life well enough. And what is it now? Is it 50? It'd be wonderful if it was 50. And it's not. It's not. Oh, and I'm still wearing those gloves. Well, it will be where it is. Right, what do we say? 42, 50, what is that? An 8% difference, 8-point difference. Nothing. Nothing. And since I'm going to use my frostburn, I will change the enchantment. Okay, let's see. difference. Finding the difference. Distance between 2 points. The difference. Their relative distances to their middle. The difference. The unseen connection between the two opposites interaction. The difference. Was a profound measurement. A profound concept, really. The difference of things. What happens about weather? Is it still 40 per weather boots? No, it's not. It's almost 40. It's almost 40, yes? Mm-hmm. So... I am gonna wear the boots. Alright. Round 2. Okay. I should go to the tree. Right. Fingers crossed it's not a complete disaster. Remember, throw those up first. They're dying much slower. And so it is a simple numbers game. I'm having a lot of fun. Do that. That never gets old. And I feel like the chill factor is about the same too. Yeah, maybe it's a little different. Maybe a little better. I don't know, it seems to be going kind of fast now. I dare say it's going better. Looks like it's going better. They're exploding much faster. It just started off slow. They're really cooking. It's those familiars. You've really got to throw them out there. Gotta knock them out. Perhaps the Occulus is better. What about ice armor? I do feel faster. I feel much faster. Like Sonic in Sonic Advance 2, very fast. A blur. Or Sonic. What was that? What was that game called? Which one? What was that one called? I can't remember it now. It was really bad, except when it was really good. It was, you know, when you could just be a Sonic level. And then you had to play as the Werehog, and the exact opposite of Sonic, and you did that for more than you were Sonic. And so you can't really say it was a good game, but all the Sonic parts were amazing. Just really, the speed, the sense of speed was what it was. What was that game called? Sonic Unleashed, that's it, yes. I feel as fast as that. Or I feel as fast as in Sonic Frontiers, in the digital dimension. He went really fast then, yeah. Or in Sonic Generations, and you'd hit the boost button. He went really fast then. Yeah. I feel that fast. Am I already in a new level? Yes, this is working out much better than the staff. Interesting. Well, I think the staff was 10,000, and with these boots it's 9,500. This guy. You know what I forgot to do. You know what I forgot to do. I know you know. I know. You can just kind of dish and dash around. It's so satisfying. Unless they catch you. Alright, I've got to go to bed at 9:30. I'm sorry. But I'm sure you're not too torn up about it. Yeah, Occulus, why did I doubt you? Just... you know. And then Spirit one-shots everything. It makes you think you're doing something wrong. Oh, but I compare. I'm not comparing. I'm just noticing some things. But that wasn't worth it. I'm kind of slower though. I feel not as... Oh, there it goes. You really want to put your familiars out there. They're rushing in without a familiar. Yeah, she gave me a run for my money. Okay, she's taking too long. Too long. Gotta know when to walk away. Know when to run. You've gotta know when to hold them. And know when to fold them. Know when to walk away. Know when to run. Profound. Very true. Yeah. Oh, this is taking far too long. Oop. Maybe just now started doing it. Don't forget the familiar. You think they're going to send me to a sensitivity training because of all the spirit-born stuff? You know, I don't have a problem with them. I don't. I'm just being honest. I'm just saying. They're far more powerful. They should enjoy it. But if they're going to get nerfed, you know it's coming. We'll see how much they can handle themselves then. I've played as a sorcerer every season. And I will play as a sorcerer every season. I tried to play as a necromancer, but it wasn't a sorcerer, so I went back to sorcerer. I tried to play as a barbarian, and it's just not my cup of tea. I'm sure sorcerer isn't for everyone either. Not everyone wants to be the most powerful sorcerer, conferring command or the forces of the cosmos, whirling them in your fingertips, igniting entire galaxies, in the snap of your fingers, conjuring vast energies, the tickle of your nose. You know, not everyone wants to do that. I'm a little worried, because there's nothing here. I might have killed everything too fast, without thinking of the consequences. Oh, I just got turned around. Really turned around. Maybe someone was talking too much. I don't know. Someone wasn't paying attention. I don't know. We got the fleet shoes, so that's lucky. It's a lucky hit. I think it was the Frostburn gauntlets that really did it for us there. It really did. Oh, here we are. Provide interesting tension at the boss battle. There we are again. Onto the wire. Good. The familiars, of course. Ice flames. Get that crackling energy. Cracking. Okay. Alright. So we're doing about an 1/8 of health every 20 seconds. I have to increase that, of course. Alright. Down for the count on that one. I don't like that. He seems to have a little bit more life than our other friend, or attack power. Breaking his defenses hard enough. Even that don't check again too, eh? Really not dying for myself. Maybe I shouldn't try to avoid that. Maybe I can just live through it. I know probably should avoid that thing, don't you think? It's killing me before. You're a hero. Well, let's see. Yeah, okay. We don't have to get out of the way of that. As long as we have a barrier up. I'm sorry, I'm too scared. Oh, no, just stand there, just stand there. It's the only way you're gonna get him. Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, no, you're wasting time. Oh dear. It's alright. I don't like it. Don't worry. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Everything's going. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. That was close. Too close. Which is why it was fun. Something ancestral. Alright, you know the drill. Time to make things chill. Now, this is a hard decision. We obviously were able to clear the dungeon a bit faster time. A little bit faster, all things considered. But it didn't have the attack power in the end to subjugate our foe fast enough. Yes. The attack power of the Occulus itself must be increased. And yet here we are. Only 211 Arcticite. 2 resplendent sparks. And only 29 million gold. Alright, let's see. Okay. Why are we keeping this again? It does make your attack power go, doesn't it? By 2,000. The intelligence. Makes the life go a little bit. Intelligence. No. No. Poison resistance for water frozen. Not that. I don't know about this. For frozen O-arm, that's pretty good. I don't really care about overpower damage, but I suppose I should since it's based on life. Let's check on that. What is overpower damage? What does it do? Why? What? See? When you cast a skill, it has a chance to overpower all of the damage it deals. Overpowered it deals bonus damage based on your current life. It is multiplicative. So, 50% of your life multiplied by your base damage. So it'd be double, right? It'd be double. Well, that would be times 100%. Would be double. So 0.5. So half. And then what's my life? So it's 4,000. Half 4,000 is... let's just say 5. Let's just round up. 5,000. After 5,000, it's 2,500. Yes. So then it adds 2,500. Do you think the calculator will calculate that? Damage calculator. Oh well. I don't. Just critical threat gems. That's what I want to care about. Dear, oh dear, how time flies. I just feel like I have forever, and then I don't. Well, I don't have work tomorrow. I'm traveling to a very special place. A rejuvenating, wonderful place. But I can't wake up late. I can't wake up late. I've been waking up late all week. I can't wake up late.
I forge more than horses. Use it well.
I should sell that stuff there, shouldn't I?
No. Follow the stars, friend.
Well, yes. Follow the stars. And when they're not looking, wrap them in a gravitational vortex, increasing their mass and their radiation, and then hurl it at your foes. Yes, my friend, follow the stars, and then throw them hard. Let's see. Where is... oh. Lip. Chapped, cracked, and bubbling boil. You know how they say, words can never hurt you. Words are the consequences of thoughts, and thoughts have a profound impact on your state of being. Not just the thoughts you think about yourself, but the thoughts you think about others. Primarily, well, there is no real difference. What you think about someone, you think about yourself. The mind is very much a magic mirror. You have to know how to use it. And you can't get mad at the faces it's making at you, because you're the one making them. Let's try to get a bit of focus.
Hello, shining beauty.
You know, it is that frozen orb build. We would lose all of our crackling. Well, we wouldn't lose all of it. I wonder if it's worth it. Not now. Not now. We've got Obdicite. So then theoretically, this should be able to work in the Infernal Hordes, I think.
Time to go, it seems.
Yes, very honor. Just time to go. Well, folks, I think I'll call it a night. You know, 9:30. I'm tired, and poor Maria. I've always thought of her as invincible. Nothing could ever make her tired. She's just a ball of energy. I made her tired today.
It is done.
Kind of scares me. Getting old. Things you love. Getting old. Things you cherish.
And lost.
Going away.
And lost.
Yes. Found and lost. Found and lost. Oh. The world is impermanent. Nothing is real because nothing lasts. And everything changes. Nothing is unchanging. All things and states are in flux. There is no such thing as a solid. Everything will go away. Atom by atom. Second by second. Day by day. So why are you holding on? Why are your hands so grasping tight? You hold nothing and are nothing. The sun, it shines even at night. For night is merely a revolution of something that is neither the moon nor the sun, nor the sky, nor the light nor the dark. There's no such thing as a solid. And when you're standing still, you're in free fall. Not that. Not that. Not that. Maybe. Maybe that. It's lucky and critical. No. Not that. Not that. None of it. None of it. What am I doing? None of it. None of it. None of it. No, I don't know why I chose chest armor. As you know, Obdicite, maybe just a little bit of Obdicite. I'm just like trying a little bit. Just like 40 of it. Maybe. No? Yeah, no. Well, things are full. None of it was ancestral either. Torment 3. We should go back to Torment 2. This is the same type of loot. Ah. There. That's the problem. You're looking for loot. Everything happens when it happens, and comes when it goes, and goes when it comes. No use in forcing anything. You must find enjoyment within.
A good business and fortune to you.
Rooms. I could make this room. Those both do the same thing. Zan and Yalm. Oh, yeah, well, no, I can't sell it. I shouldn't sell it, but there's no one to sell to here. Hey, look, a fellow sorcerer. Vera, yes. I knew a woman with a very sorceress, a very similar name. I knew her. She was involved with my mistress. Very feuding relationship. Her name is Malvira. Very powerful sorceress. She too unlocked the arcane power, releasing the archon within her, and taught me to do so against the advice of my mistress. But she was blinded by love, obsession. I just didn't trust her judgment at the time. I thought Malvira was much more enthused about the progress, the trailblazing. She'd been doing more research. Well, my mistress was right. Oh. Well, I can sell stuff.
Very good.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Yes, it is. Anything I missed? Oh, yes. That. Well, why do I have 3 gloves? Is this one the one that strikes 240? We'll keep that. We might want to try first. See this? I really would make that the crackling energy amulet if I was the art director. This amulet, Esidora's overflowing cameo. The only thing more potent than Isidora's magic was her endless hatred of humanity. As she lay dying, the pale amulet around her neck drank in both. I assume Isidora was a sorceress of some considerable power, a way of lightning, and she was driven mad by it. I can almost guarantee she herself was a human, so it's not very smart to hate what you are, although I can understand the appeal. Oh, it's 37 million. Wow. I've never had that much gold before. What is it? Oh, an elixir or something. Okay. Always junk your trunk before you sell. Don't ever just willy-nilly start hitting the sell button in your inventory. Don't do it. Don't do what I did. Don't lose what I've lost. Junk your trunk before you sell.
No other people I'd rather break bread with.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Pleases me to hear you say that. Seems like everyone's selling stuff today. Doesn't have something good, does
Come
he?
back and see us.
I wouldn't think so. I wonder... Oh, forget about old boy, old lady. No reinforcement listed. It's true, I kind of... Yeah. Oh. The cash. Look at all that. Look at all that. Looks like this is going to be an unboxing video for till 9:30. I love swords. I'm so glad I can use swords now. That's a dagger. Barbed sword. Ooh, I like it. Of course, it's... Yeah, it's just, kind of like whatever. It's okay, it's alright. Remember, it's not about the loot. It's just a fun little extra. Maybe it is about the loot. Poor Maria. Oh. Well, I usually don't get the 2-star one. It's a wand. Like a twig. It's like damage. It's... I don't... It only brings up the attack power slightly. It hasn't even been upgraded yet, though. What does it do? Bolt lightning. Dagger's no good. Sword's no good. There's nothing to do with it. You can't re-roll those two, so the only one you can re-roll is critical strike damage. Let's see there. What happened? believe it is critical damage. That's when better comes out. You know, it's interesting to contemplate chance, unknown, becoming known, all potential realities collapsing in on themselves and becoming one existential happening. It's strange. It is probably one of the strangest things that ever happens. And why? Is this simply the limit of my perception? Do this. Get that number up. That was 9888. Let's see if we can get it to 10. Oh, there it went. To 10,000. It's the attack power of the staff. Maybe we'll tinker around with it a little bit. Ball lightning. Let's try one more time. Let's see what happens. I'm pretty wasting all my money. I do. I must stop. That's enough. That is enough. Alright, let's open this one. What time is it? 1:22. Anticlimactic. That's okay. No. The good thing about a wand is it's vulnerable damage. I'm gonna go get some. Let's see.
The forge
do
is
this.
ready for whatever you need.
Oh. I mean, yeah, I love the bat. Oh, but we just discovered how much it isn't about that. Oh well. I would like, if I may, for teleport to hit twice. Deals cold damage that will be compounded by frostburn. Sorry. I'm gonna try it. Looking for cold. Yep. There's poison. Ooh, how many of these things do I play? Oh, plenty. Cold. Okay. Right, now I'll put it in here. Damn. I should have destroyed some of it. This is supposed to be like the best thing ever. And it's just not good enough stats on it. I used to think this was a real good steal too. It's not. Anything that's not that amulet is not good. It's been my experience. That ring. I'll switch it with this one. It doesn't have any intelligence. Okay.
How can I help? I can break that down.
No, I should be able to do it. Oh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you farewell, and I'll see you next time in Sanctuary. Fare thee well, wanderers.